Hey everyone, it's Faye. I just wanted to share something that I found pretty amusing. Um, so today I shared something on my Instagram that was about Trump selling Bibles now. And one of the things that I do in marketing is not just taking a product and branding it or marketing it. I also help with product market fit, which is really understanding who your audience is, and being able to come up with the best products for them or tweak the offerings that you have in order to meet those demands. It's also helpful when it comes to companies that want to, say, introduce a new SKU, a new offering, new services, knowing that is that going to sell? Is this worth our time and effort to introduce something new to the audience we already have? So, speaking of product market fit, I thought that the whole Trump selling Bible thing, he is not as idiotic as sometimes he might seem. He knows that some of his base, a lot of his base is conservative Christians who will be interested in having a Bible. And because they have bogarted the term patriot, anything patriotic, if it's a red, white, and blue, and this has been for me too, where if I see a guy wearing, a shirt that's all like red, white, and blue, the full American flag shirt, unfortunately, I automatically think, I bet that guy's probably conservative or a Republican. And that sucks because we're just as much of a country. I say we, yes, liberal. And, there's no reason why they should be patriots and we're not considered patriots when we're equally fighting for our country to be the best it can be. So before I go off on a rant, what I found was interesting was, what if there were other products that Trump could sell that would appeal to his base audience? So in my Instagram post, I kind of came up with a few that were humorous, not really meant to be taken seriously, but they might do okay. I don't know. But it got me thinking about product market fit. So one of the ways that I teach people to be able to figure out if they have a product market fit, or also knowing how to brand and how to really create brand identity and also create this sort of fit, is with what I call the MACI. And that is MACI, stands for market opportunities, audience desires, competitor weaknesses, and internal strengths. And people go, how is that different than a SWOT? I will tell you. So first of all, this is how we outline it. And I have basically a sketchbook that I like to use. Helps me with visuals. Also, there are templates that I can share. But here's how we would outline it. So kind of like a grid, like you would with a SWOT, right? And under market opportunities, that breaks down into opportunities, and it breaks down, or, your gaps, and then saturated areas. So that's kind of the both sides of the coin, right? So you have your saturation, and then you have your opportunities or gaps. I'm sorry, I have terrible handwriting. Then in our audience, we're going to have desires and dislikes. Again, two sides of the coin for your audience. Competitors, we have our strengths and weaknesses. And then internal, we have our strengths and weaknesses. So the difference between this and a SWOT, this actually goes a little bit further, right? So a SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. What that really is so strengths is going to be the product offering company. If you're a solopreneur, your strengths. So that's down here, right? So your internal strengths, and that can be product, offering, service, company, and then who you are too as a leader or owner or founder. And then you could also think of it as strengths of what it is that you're offering, debating on, what do audience want, market. So you could kind of maybe think about adding that. Then we're going to talk about weaknesses. What are we talking about weaknesses for? We're talking about us internally. So that's over here. And then for O, opportunities, that's here. And then T, threats, is going to be your competitor strengths. When you're looking at a brand, you want to know these. So you want to fill out all these areas, which is 8 areas, 2 on each one. So you want to know these, right? But when it comes to creating a brand, you're not going to use competitor strengths to create your brand. Forget about those. You're not going to go after that. They are strong in that. You're not going to try to do that unless you know you can beat them. Looking at this, who cares about your weaknesses? You got to know them. But unless you're planning on changing something, this has nothing to do with the brand you're going to build or the product market fit. Ignore that. So this is important, right? This is the most important thing when it comes to creating a brand, knowing your audience and knowing what they desire and dislike. Same thing here. So opportunities, gaps, we want to know that, right? So we want to know this and this, because when you bring it all together, there is an overlap. So look at it like this way, like 1, 2, 3. It's getting real messy in here, but it's basically a giant Venn diagram. And so when we look at the overlaps between the opportunities or gaps, the audience desires, the competitor weaknesses, and our internal strengths, that is the best place to build your brand. That's where you want to plant your flag, so to speak, if you're a patriot. And that's also product market fit, right? So what Trump's doing is he's looking at, I know my audience. I know that I have a lot of conservative Christians. Bibles, everyone wants Bibles, especially if you're a conservative Christian. But that's one of the most read books in the world. There is always an opportunity for there to be Bibles sold. Competitor weaknesses. Is Biden releasing Bibles? No. And then we're looking at the internal strengths. Well, this kind of goes with, he seems to fancy himself as a religious man, which is humorous to say the least. But when he brings these all together, he knows that selling Bibles, especially with this sort of red, white, and blue thing, is going to appeal to his audience, and it's the perfect product market fit for him and his campaign, and a way for him to make more money to pay off his numerous debts. So I say all that to say, if you need help figuring out product market fit, you're looking at how you can determine the best brand identity for your product. If you're interested in learning more about the Macy model and how it can help your business, I am offering free consultations for your business so I can help walk you through this. I could post it, I could give you the template, but really it's so much helpful to have someone walk you through this. I'm happy to do it for free. I have some slots available. I will put up my schedule, when the slots are gone, they're gone, but feel free to reach out to me as well. And I look forward to helping you figure out your product market fit and your brand. I hope it's not Bibles.